So in doing this podcast, one of the most surprising thing for me as a journey, when I started out doing this, it was in full transparency a great excuse to actually talk to really interesting people. And I love
Yeah.
talking to interesting people. And now, so that's the way I think about it. The payoff is happening right here and now. We're co-creating this moment together. I enjoy it. I hope you do as well.
Yeah.
And now anything beyond that, whether it's the business thing or the thought leader thing or the branding thing, those are all bonus points. But one of the most surprising thing for me, that is when one of the guests and I were talking about his journey, his dark night of the soul moments, his belly of the well moments, his facing his own shadow and darkness moments, where he was staring at the barrel of his gun and he chose to not pull the trigger. And someone was listening. And he sent to me afterwards, hey, thank you so much for actually engaging in that conversation. Because of COVID, I lost my job. I had to
Yeah.
face total destruction of my business. And I was actually thinking about planning suicide. And so literally we saved a life in that conversation. And that actually stuck with me ever since. My egoic mind wants to go for the Joe Rogan numbers, right? Like I'm not da 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 until I have that level of status. But in reality, I also am very keenly aware of it's not about the numbers. It's actually about an audience of one. If one person actually get impacted, the younger CK, the younger Brandon's listening to this, who's hungry for inspirational stories, wisdom from the likes of Brandon, that actually makes it super worthwhile to even go through whatever effort we go through together to share, to excavate things that we wish we had learned when we were younger.
You and I, very similar. I got into podcasting for the same reasons 5 years ago, is to connect with very interesting people. But then it became more than that. And whether it's saving somebody's life or helping them. And I look at all the podcasters out there, I think there's that core theme. The reason why they do what they do, yeah, they make money from it. But those listeners that reach out and have their life impacted in such a way, that's what drives them because they're like, oh, my work actually means something. And you look at the Joe Rogans, I love his show, but Joe Rogan started with no listeners. We all start with no listeners. And the biggest key to build an audience is consistency, great content, and marketing what you do, and just keep doing it and keep mastering, sharpening your sword, and bringing the value to the world, and that will attract more people, one story at a time.